What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, taking a look at divine draws. I feel like I have some pretty nuclear hot takes on these. Obviously, it won't take me that long to go through these, but it is kind of interesting. I feel like people have very strong opinions on these and which one should stay and stuff. And now that I kind of like understand the game like a lot more, I feel like I have pretty strong opinions on whether or not I think they're cool or not. I feel like I have some hot takes, and I certainly don't think it's as bad as people say that it is, but I'm going to start with the two biggest nothing burgers. I don't even remember like the names of these. This one's Mystery HP, and this is like Extra Clouds or something, Super Cloudy. It's the same thing as this one. It's not that they're like horrible. It just doesn't do anything. Just like the most nothing burger divine draws ever. Like when I see them, I'm just like, okay, it's not really doing anything. I think good divine draws are ones that change the format, that literally makes you choose a different character than you would before. I feel like that's the marker of one. And so, I guess I'll start with my biggest hot take because it kind of relates to this. I think skill 2 cooldown is like great because now you're in an alternative format where like the best characters, aren't really the best characters anymore. Or I mean, they are, but now they're like matched. Boo becomes really good. Boo's, in my opinion, unusable, pretty much unusable outside of it. So it's cool that there's a special divine card that would make you choose him, and that makes him really good. I think that's the sign of a good one. It is kind of wonky, but it's nice every once in a while. I wish there were more of these, and like 8, because then you start seeing them too often. I think they should have just like kept all of them in there, even though some of them are really just kind of like changes of them, like these ones, you know what I mean? Like this was just, I think, a different version of it. I don't remember what the difference was between them, to be honest with you, but like even like the ones I don't like the dumpling one, which I think gave you health when you destroyed like objects and stuff like that. It kind of just belongs in the same one. Maybe this is normal. It's just like, I almost want to just call this like harmless or something, like they're just like nothing burger, as if like labeling this matters, but I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel about it. They're just like so lame, just so meh. I think this is the best one. It lasted through the first season too, I think, for good reason. Superstart makes a lot of characters usable, like that you wouldn't normally. They're kind of on an even playing field. They're still going to be better characters, and in some case, using that character is a big advantage, because now like the best character gets their best skill. But that's not really the case in the early game. Like characters like Bojack and stuff really get upgraded. Zamasu's another one. So this one, I don't know if it like necessarily changes the format, but it certainly elevates a lot of characters to a place where they wouldn't really normally be usable. It's pods. Pods is fine. Honestly, I think people say they hate pods. It is kind of annoying. Like, the only thing I wish they would change about this is that you'd have to like hold down a button uninterrupted to get them. Because right now it's just like, it's kind of confusing really how it works. Like, even if I'm in that circle too, or in that radius, maybe that's another part of the change, it still goes sometimes, and like you have to tap it for it to restart. I think the idea is cool. Like, you can be a little bit more risky because like maybe your teammate can come revive you, or you're making a push and you sneak by and you revive someone. I think those parts of it are like fine. So it's just okay. It's just a normal one. I would definitely wouldn't call it bad. I think that's probably my first like super hot take. Well, I guess both of these are. People like genuinely hate these. I like them. I think it's fine. Team Rush Go is another good one. It makes like some characters like better, like tangibly better. It encourages you to like work with your teammate if you're solo queuing, kind of like a mutual thing. Like, you'll just genuinely be better if you stick together. I think this like makes people like Kid Gohan better too, who already thrives like by that link. So again, I think this one kind of shapes the format in a different way a little bit, or kind of like makes characters better. So I think that's cool. Thirst Trap is like, it's not good. I mean, I don't have a vitriolic hatred for it like most people. Just kind of lame, like it's whatever. I think Squadra wants to be like the Mario Party of this genre of MOBA. And so they're willing to do silly stuff. I think they're like trying to embrace that. Hammers is the same way. It's goofy, right? They're like literally hitting like a cartoon hammer into the tower. And so I think they obviously want to lean into that. I'm actually, dude, I feel like people are going to hate me for this. Like all these, like most people would just put in the remove pretty much. This one I actually don't mind being in the rotation. It's bad for competitive, but I could really care less about the competitive Squadra scene. You know, this is a casual game where they're just trying to get a bunch of players. In my opinion, I don't think they're ever going to try to like shape this towards a competitive environment. I think they just kind of see them as fun events. Like, man, well, somebody has to win. You know, what I like about Hammer is that it makes games shorter. To be honest, I think Squadra matches are a little bit longer than I would kind of like. Like sometimes they do stretch. Like you're talking like 15 minutes. It's kind of cool. Like when you're playing this, it's like bosses almost don't matter anymore, which I think is kind of cool. Like you're just rushing tower. It's really just like, hey, dude, if you're just willing to go in with like one other person and you both have hammers, like you're literally destroying a tower, and it just kind of becomes a race versus an overall like strategy thing. I think that's kind of cool in my opinion. So I think it's actually better than pods for sure. I think it's an interesting mechanic. I also think it makes characters better because characters, not all of them can destroy walls, or sometimes it's like really hard. Like forget Kid Gohan, it's like, it's not impossible because you have Masenko, but it does like no damage and it's so slow. And you can't kick things unless there's a target for it. And so that makes it harder. Like if he could kick into the wall to destroy it, that'd be really cool, but he can't. Right, Android 17, he can kick his little energy ball into the walls and he does a little bit more damage. So it just kind of depends. Like I said, I think this also has the benefit of actually changing up the format slightly. Cell Juniors, I think it should come back, but like in a different way. I think one thing that would be really cool about Divine Draws, like especially now after the change in season 4, like you're never really fighting over farm, which I think is kind of lame. You're not encouraging team fights outside of bosses where you're, I mean, really for the most part, like to be really good, you're just like supposed to like not fight anybody and just like go back farm now. And it's fine. Like it's kind of a different format, but I think it'd be really cool every once in a while. But Divine Draw, it's like, hey man, it's gonna be. I think they just should make golden Kais or something, like super Kais, or it's the Kai and this guy's like directly under it, and you got to try to decide like which one you're gonna fight for. You know, just I like the idea of extra HP and that you're fighting over the other team for it, and it's like something that matters, and it's a reason you're going to engage. You know what I mean? So I think this one should come back. It just should be a little bit different because the way it was before, like they pretty much just spawned on your side. It was never in a truly contested area, at least from what I remember. It always like favored one side and you had to go get it, which is kind of cool. It's kind of the same thing, but I think the positioning of it matters. And like I said, I think this should just be like a golden Kai, to be honest. Like it should just matter more that you get the Kai, something like that. I think that would work really well personally. I don't remember where this one is, to be honest with you. And then the grass, it's the same thing. Like all of these, I see these all as this, like I don't even, when I look at them, I'm like, I don't even, when they're in effect, I'm like, I don't even think about them really. This was the same thing as a cloud. I think they just like changed the version of it, if I'm not mistaken. Double vanish or super vanish, I think it's fine. Although it'd be terrible with Kefla now. So I guess you just like, I guess you can't bring it back. Like I think it like literally ruins the game if you do, which is a shame because that's not relevant for any character. Can you make a Divine Draw that is immune to one character? That'd be really funny. I feel like that's the only way they could do it. But I do think it's actually like half interesting. It's like, okay, you know. This one had to do with towers. I think it replenished your skills and stuff like that. I think it's fine. I don't know. I mean, I don't really care. It's whatever. I mean, it kind of increases the pace of the game too, which I like. I think that's probably the benefit of it. But yeah, I mean, with that being said, like you can tell, I don't even really like most of the Divine Draws anyways. But I think I have them ranked a little bit, like these especially higher than like everyone else really that I've heard opinions on. But I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. Also, let me know in the comment section down below. And that's going to do it for today's video, and I'll see you guys next time.